Hello and welcome to JC Live. I am your host today, Dwayne, and today I'm going to be talking about stuff that people just keep asking. Whether it's when they're new in sessions or after they've been around for a while, I thought let's just go over some of the questions. And then also there were questions that I saw online from different people all around the country. So I think that's the best place to start. And I think that the most value of the lives is to be able to answer some of these questions. Now, we're using a different kind of setup, and I am somewhat tech savvy, and so I think I've managed to get myself on. But I don't know if I'm able to see any live comments or questions, so we could just see, how that works. But I've got plenty to go on, even without any, and I think that these are questions that are really relevant that people, would ask anyway, because these are the questions that people don't quite get. Now, when I'm teaching my sessions, I'm usually mentioning to people that, you know, there, as people in the United States, let's say, who watch TV, who read magazines, who look online and see catalogs and things like that, we've all been trained as viewers, as consumers of entertainment. What we teach you guys at JC is about the entertainment business and pulling the curtain open and showing you guys the behind the scenes and how things are made. And once the magic of that is kind of taken away and you see how it's made, you can never really go back. You have to kind of give into that. And if you want to be in the entertainment business, it's really the only way to get into it, because you need to be able to know what's going on behind the scenes in order to get into those positions. So you don't have to do it with JC, but JC has condensed everything down into uh, a really great grouping of information that can help you to really have a leg up in the business. As you can imagine, if you just went out of your house right now and started trying to become a model, you probably totally could if you were passionate enough and learned enough. But what we've done is we've just taken everything and put it into a nice package in a building kind of way, a systematic building of your skills to give you that leg up in the entertainment business, whether you want to be an actor, a model. And also now we're kind of realizing, even if you just want to be behind the camera, maybe you want to be a director, a producer, you want to do things that are not directly in front of the camera, there's a way to learn how to do that too and to get into that business or part of the business. So let's go ahead and start with our first question. So the first question, a girl from Texas asked, why are we wearing all black for auditions? Now, if you go to JC or if you start at JC, it's one of the first things you learn is that we have to wear all black when we go to auditions. The reason we do this is because if you go to an audition and a casting director, a director, whoever is making the decision on whether you should be used to tell the story or sell the product, if they can imagine you in any role, then you have a much better chance. Because if you go into a situation, I always use a mohawk as the example. You can go into an audition with a mohawk by all means, but how many roles are in need of a person who has a mohawk? And even if it's 6 months down the line, you can grow your hair out. The person sitting there doing the audition is going to see you in the way that they see you at that moment. So it's very important to keep in mind that if you want to be thought of in more categories, if you want to be thought of as viable for telling a story or selling a product, it's better for you, your chances, if you can make yourself as simple as possible. This is why we kind of throw out all of these things that give us our individual characteristics in real life. If you're someone who has piercings or those things that go in the ear that make the holes and things like that, of course, if that's part of your personal style, you think it makes you look better on a daily basis, by all means. But when it comes to this business, you are a product that you're trying to get across to people who are trying to tell stories and sell products. So only helps your business when you're able to be seen in many different ways. And when it comes to an audition, that's the way. You never know what a person's thinking when they're casting these things. If a casting director, a director, a writer has something in their head, you're never going to know. And it happens a lot of times that people go to auditions and they do an amazing job and they don't get the audition. And then someone who went and didn't do such a great job, or if you had watched them, you would think, they didn't even say the words correctly. Doesn't matter. The person who's making the decision may have felt something from them, may have thought that they were able to be worked with, or anything. You'll never know why they don't use you. You'll only ever find out why they do use you. So that's why we tell you, you're going to be, if you get into this business, 90% of the auditions you're going to do are going to be, rejection. Not because you're a bad person or you're not doing something right, just because the person just does not feel that you are right for that part. And I always say also, this is the only business you're going to get into where you're literally asking people to judge you based on how you look, how you talk, how you move. And it's not against the law. If you try to go work at a department store and you go to an interview and they say, oh, we can't use you because we don't like the way you look, sound, walk, you can sue that person because that's against the law. But in this business, it's not. It's actually how we get things done. So that's the two important things. This is your business and you are the product. So whatever helps those two things is what we're going to tell you to kind of work through. You know what I mean? Like how to make those things better. Okay. Next one comes from Pennsylvania. Does everybody, including men and children, have to wear makeup? That I thought was a great question. Everybody has to wear makeup in the entertainment industry. And the reason is not because of some reason that we're trying to change you or you have to look different than you do in real life. The whole idea is so that you can be focused on for who you are, not for the red blemish that you have or because of the different skin tones you may have, which everybody has. When light hits human skin, okay, human skin is not exactly the same in every single part. So what happens is you get different tones of color, you get clumping of color and things like that, so that when bright lights are on, which are required to do HDMI camera film and things like that, it requires bright lights to make sure everything is captured. But when you capture everything in that much detail, you're capturing differences in skin tone, little marks, scars, what have you. So if you were to just allow those things to be, which seems like a good idea, like, oh, if it's there, it's meant to be there. But then you put the lights on and you start talking, you start acting, modeling, whatever it is you're doing, the focus of the viewer goes immediately to those things. It takes away from the performance. So that's the reason everybody wears makeup. Men and children especially. Look at men who are news anchors on the news. David, I can't think of his name, but the guy who does the news every night, he's wearing makeup. Every male news anchor is wearing makeup, and usually they know how to put it on. In fact, if you are a JC student, you'll be seeing a video that I just produced for the male makeup. When it comes to male makeup versus female makeup, okay, female makeup it doesn't matter in one sense, the male and the female for natural. For natural makeup, it's very little products. For the females, it's a little bit more. It includes kind of like eyelashes, eyeshadow, that kind of stuff. For the male, it's so easy, and it shouldn't even be considered makeup. It's really, it's just cosmetic to make your skin so it doesn't shine and that everything's the right tone and all of that. Because the male makeup is basically either foundation or concealer and then a powder, and then, maybe bronzer, maybe some, sometimes a little bit of blush, a chapstick kind of thing, and that's it. So the men need to stop complaining about having to wear makeup because the females have to go above and beyond. They use the eyeshadows, they use the blush, the highlighters, things like that, beyond the natural makeup. So the other times that you're going to need to know your makeup really is for anything that you're doing representing yourself as your company, as your brand. You don't want to go to an event and not look great, So you really want to know how to do these things. Also, in some instances, you may end up doing an independent film or something that does not have a makeup crew. And so it's going to be your responsibility to make yourself look good. And if that's going out on the internet, it's out there forever. You want to at least make sure that you look pretty good. All right, next question from Mississippi. Why is there so much rejection in this business? Well, I actually think I covered that a little bit, but the reason is because if you've got thousands of people all trying to get the same roles, then that means that 999 people out of 1,000 are not going to get the job, right? So if one person's getting one role and there's 1,000 people going for that role, that means unfortunately there's 999 people who they say no to. So it's just a matter of numbers, really. California, what kind of pics should I have in my portfolio? Well, I always tell everybody that, again, if this is your product that you're trying to promote, you want to have diversity in your portfolio. You want to have things like that show that you can do one look and then can do another look. If you're doing, let's say, a punk rock look, then maybe the next look should be formal evening wear. So that you can see that someone can do amazing, dressed down look as much as dressed up. You might also want to think about characters that you don't necessarily think of yourself in or as, because sometimes if you go out of what you think your comfort zone is, it's even more believable. So keep that in mind when you're putting together your portfolios and when you're creating videos for your digital portfolios. Because people want to see interesting, fun stuff. Texas again, what if I have my pictures done and now I want to change my hair? Well, we talk about this in our sessions too. You can't do headshots and full body shots. Put them in your portfolio, put them with your resume and a headshot, and then have a completely different hairdo when you go to the audition. It's like misrepresenting the product that you're selling. It's like saying, you're buying for $50, I'm going to give you this box, which is yellow and green. But then when you get it, it's a box that's blue and purple. It's not what you were told that you were getting. So it's really important that everything matches. That's why we focus so much on branding, not because, because you are a company. I mean, even if you work with an agency, you are the product. So you are your own company, your own branding. So it's very important to keep it all on brand. North Carolina, how do I know the best colors for makeup? Well, we have some of the most amazing makeup artists on our staff and I'm getting so excited because there's so much to talk about when it comes to makeup. But so the people that do the makeup here and teach the makeup are amazing. But then you figure out that they can teach you how to not only do the natural makeup, but how to switch things up easily, how to get the right skincare and makeup for your skin. So like, even if you weren't going to be in the entertainment industry, you would want to know how to take care of your skin and how to look great just for yourself. But it works great for this business too, because this business is all about being judged for the look that you have and the look that you are putting out there. So that's the pictures. I'm sorry, the best colors for makeup are going to come from actually the color wheel. From your art classes and things, but we do it in a way that shows you with eye color, skin tone. We show you how to find your skin tone. We show you how to choose the right colors for eyeshadow, blush, all of those types of things. And by right colors, there is a right color. Actually, scientifically, there are colors that make you look better based on your skin tone, your eye color, even the clothes that you wear, the color of the clothes that you wear are affected also by those things. So Florida, do you have to buy expensive makeup? No. Again, makeup. You can buy sometimes drugstore makeup for under $20 that will make you look like $1 million. And sometimes you can buy really expensive makeup for hundreds of dollars and it doesn't look that great. So, the reason that things are very expensive sometimes are because of the branding, because of the packaging. If something has a lot of packaging around it, like a lot of cardboard and a lot of stuff, That costs a lot to do that. So that's why that company, it costs so much to get that product, not necessarily what's in the bottle, but what's around the bottle costs a lot of money. So it ends up bringing the price up. So sometimes with the drugstore ones, the formulations are very similar to the higher end makeup brands, and you can get them, for much less money. So think about those things. I'm not saying all of the brands are like that, because there are brands that are specifically focused on being affordable, being good formulations, and being a great product. So and then there are some, like let's say La Mer, there's, other products that are thousands of dollars, hundreds and thousands of dollars, and they have special broths in them made from stuff that you can't get anywhere and all this kind of stuff. So there is reason for some of them to be very expensive. But, do your research, because a little bit of research can mean a lot of savings. Um, let's see. What if I make a mistake during an audition from Connecticut? So this is a good one, because you don't want to, I think the natural instinct is when you're doing an audition, let's say you're reading a cold read, you're reading lines, and you mess up the words. I'm dyslexic, so sometimes I get things backwards, and I'll mess up lines, and things like that. Or if I'm doing a stand-up comedy show, I just keep going. The number one thing for professionals, or to look professional, is to keep going, to not go, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Can I do that again? Oh, I messed up. The professional thing to do is to just go right over it, keep going. And then when you reach the end of that scene or whatever it is you're doing, that's when you can say, I really messed up that line. Do you mind if I do that again? Or they may even say to you, you can do that again. We saw that, and that's fine, because you're a human being. You're not a model or an actor first. You are a human being, and people who are in this business, especially casting directors, they know that. They have to work with people on a daily basis. They have to work with people to get emotions out of them. After years and years of doing that, they know what you are as a human being. They don't expect you to be perfect all day, every day and night. The whole point of what I'm saying is, don't sweat it too much when you mess things up. It's not really how you mess things up, it's how you recover from the mess up that will completely make the difference for you. If a director or a casting director sees that you recover well from a mistake, that could get you a job, sometimes even more than doing it perfectly from beginning to end. Because imagine, what could the outcome of someone who's perfect all the time be? They might get frustrated if they're not perfect. Or they may be very hard on themselves. That might not be good to work with. Maybe a casting director will say, I don't want to work with someone who's perfect all the time. I want someone who can make a mistake and then recover from it and be good with it and give a great product too. Nowadays we're seeing so many people in the social media world posting, doing blogs and vlogs and YouTube channels and stuff. And with so many people out there, the people that really get attention are the ones that are doing stuff where they're really authentic, but the energy is really coming out of them. They're not just like, and I really like makeup and it's really good. Like they're moving around, they're getting passionate. When you're passionate about something, when you are excited about something, when you can show that to people, then that's what they're going to want to see. So when you mess up in an audition, you're really not messing up. You're basically just telling the people in the audition, this is what happens when I make a mistake. I can either be really professional about it, or I can be really unprofessional about it. It looks like I can get some questions here, live questions. So if you want to, you can always put those in there. We are talking about the entertainment business and the principles that we use to help you get into the entertainment business at John Casablancas. And you can also ask questions now if you want. We're on for a little bit longer if you have any specific questions. And of course, if you are interested in John Casablancas itself and finding out how it works, you can always go to the website that I am showing below. My name is Dwayne Dunleavy, and I do a bunch of stuff, but I am a JC instructor, and I love it. I've been with JC for 14 years, and you'll probably, if you subscribe to our channel here, you'll probably see me doing some other fun stuff. You should definitely subscribe, because we have so much fun stuff planned coming up in the next few months, especially right before the holidays, and some amazing interviews with people from, I mean, really big people, America's Next Top Model, and people that are, I mean, you're going to want to definitely stay tuned for all the stuff that's coming up. We learned so much from the pandemic and from going, you know, basically completely onto the internet. And it even caused us to think about what are we going to do on our YouTube channel? How are we going to do lives, get information out? And so it's been really an interesting thing for us here. But we've grown so much. So many people have come out of, this time, and we've got some amazing talent that I know in the next few years are going to be really people to watch out for, because I can't believe the natural talent that I see all the time coming into sessions. People, they go to the open call and then they come into session one and they start learning how to do the walks and how to slate and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, from very first time, you see this potential. People that are able to just emote and give out energy, and that's what people pay the big bucks for in the entertainment business. So if you are someone who wants to check out what it's like to do all this stuff, reading from a teleprompter, figuring out a great wardrobe, doing your makeup, doing your hair, taking care of your skin, learning how to read lines, acting, monologues, commercials. This is the kind of stuff that we do. And by the end of the sessions, you can see that you've done a little bit of everything in the business, and you can say, is this really what I want to do? And if the answer is yes, then we have a clear path to actually doing that. So it's a great situation. And like I said, I've been here for 14 years, and I can't wait to see the people that graduate over the next few sessions and to see where they go. So thank you guys so much for watching. We answered so many questions today. I'm really glad. I'm going to keep taking those questions, whether they're from Facebook, Instagram, wherever. Just put hashtag JC Live question, and we will add it into one of our lives. Good luck with everything, and I hope that you join me for the next one. Thank you guys so much, and good luck if you're getting into the business. Good luck with everything, and see you next time.